Hello and welcome to the Limitless Podcast. This is episode 202. And on today's podcast, I'm excited to share with you a topic that seems to be going around with my clients. And typically when I see this a lot in my clients and even from some of my friendships, I know that it seems to be going on in the world as well. So we're going to dive into a topic that may be a little bit new to you, but I want to help you discover truly who you are. And that's what the Limitless Podcast is all about. We're making mindset shifts in every relationship in your life. And on today's podcast, we're going to make a mindset shift within you. So here's what I hear from my clients. There seems to be a level of heaviness right now, a little bit of uncertainty and a little bit of confusion. But more than anything, what I see is a lot of women. I see this happening in my coaching business, in my programs. A lot of women are coming together to actually do the inner work to heal themselves. And like significant amounts. And there is this desire, this true desire to actually do the inner work. Like women are understanding that it's not just about reading the books. It's not just about sitting in a circle, which that's important as well, but it's actually diving in and doing the inner work, the hard stuff to really uncover who they are and really why they are here. So maybe you have been experiencing a little bit of that yourself. So the common theme that I'm seeing is there's more for me. And not that you are in a state of lack, but you just know and you're being pulled to something more. I want to go into this in today's podcast and discuss why this is happening and truly what this means. And like I said, maybe you have caught yourself saying, there's more for me. There's a tug and I can't understand what this tug is. Maybe you have felt like something is missing, not from a perspective of I'm lacking something, but from a place of something deeper that actually needs to be revealed. Maybe that's what you're sensing and you're feeling. That's actually what I'm seeing. And there are women all of the world who are experiencing this right now. It's kind of an awakening of women. And the women that I coach are at different places in this process, but they're all searching. They're all searching. And what we see a lot of times when we're in this search is we see patterns that have a tendency to repeat. And hang with me on this. And these patterns that they're experiencing the same situations, the same arguments, the same struggles over and over in different people, not just in the same relationship. That's very common, but actually in different relationships, they're experiencing the same struggles, the same situations in different careers. Maybe in a relationship with their health, they lose weight and then they gain it again. They work out regularly and then they fall off. It's rinse and repeat, leaving us feeling like I just need more discipline. I need a new career. Maybe you have felt that. I need a new friend. I need a new spouse. Whatever that may be, we always have a tendency to look for, I need something new. I need something new. But I want you to understand that nothing is random. Absolutely nothing is random. There are absolutely no mistakes whatsoever. And there are only lessons that are disguised as that hurt. There are only lessons that are disguised in those repeat patterns. There are only lessons disguised in the betrayal or the problems. And they will keep showing up until they are fully recognized and healed. So hear me out. If this is where you are, these are continuing to show up in your life as patterns because now is the time for you to reveal what they mean in your life, how they are here to heal you. Every person Every challenge and every pattern in your life is actually a mirror reflecting exactly what you need to see. And I'm going to tell you, my friend, we're not always going to be excited of that reflection. We're not always going to be willing to see the reflection of what that pattern, what that obstacle, what that challenge, what that person is here to teach us. But what we need to see is the perceived limitations we have placed on ourselves. That's why these challenges, these patterns, the heaviness that you're experiencing, that need to make a change in something, that's why you're experiencing that. You're experiencing that because it's time for you to see what truly is limiting you. We've placed these limitations on ourselves. And what we are seeking, it's not a new career, maybe, I don't know. But more than likely, it's the new career is not going to solve it. More money is not going to solve it. A new friendship is not going to solve it. Because what we're seeking is the woman beneath the limitations. And that's the real you, your true soul. That's truly what we're seeking. I want you to see that when you look at a tree, and I'm seeing so many outside of my office right now, the beauty of the tree and just really how it's had to go through so many different processes and growth phases to be the full expression of itself. A tree in full completion is inside the seed before it's even planted. It's inside that seed, but it has to go through that growth and that evolution to become the tree. The same is true for us. We exist. You exist right now in the full completion of your divine self. You exist that way. You're not lacking a thing. You already exist in your complete, abundant state as you are growing. But the reason why so many of us are being called to do this work right now is because in order for us to live that completion of our divine self, it's going to take some work. None of us are immune to it if you truly want to fulfill your soul's purpose. It's going to take work. And we have to look at the parts of us that aren't so kind, looking at the ugliness, and nobody is immune. We all have that darkness within us. I know there's some of you are going, yeah, I know some people who really have that darkness. They do have the light too. I just want you to understand that. When we experience darkness, we experience this as our negative thoughts. Okay. Our own darkness comes out through our negative thoughts. And what happens with our negative thoughts, it can come out with ugliness how we express in our emotions, in our anger, in other ways that we can express that negativity. Maybe hiding out, binge watching Netflix, drinking too much wine, whatever that will be. But that darkness does come out through negative thoughts. And our negative thoughts create our emotions, which create our actions. But here's the good news. We all have light. And you will experience that light when you are giving. The biggest expression of that light is love, giving from that place of love, feeling joyful and feeling gratitude. That's how we express that light. So everything really exists in a relationship. So in order for there to be light, there has to be darkness. You have to have both. So I want you to fall in love with your darkness as well as the light within you. We have to have both. If we never had difficult times, we would not know what a good time feels like, right? Having a grateful life, we have to have the dark to know what the light is. So the negative is just as divine as the positive. But here's why every difficult time presents itself for your growth. Every difficult time. That is why you're going through some heaviness right now. That is why you go through trials. That is why you experience challenges. That is why there's a tug on your heart right now that is saying, there's something more. I need to uncover because there's something more. That's why this is happening. It's happening for you. Will you choose to see it that way? That's what I want you to ask yourself. Will you choose to see it that way? Because we can see it as an opportunity for growth. That's choice number one. You have free will. You get to choose your experience. Or you can choose to see it through the eyes of a victim. And a victim says, everything is happening to me. The good, the bad, the ugly, all that is happening to me. And growth mindset says everything is happening for my growth and evolution. Even when there's pain, my friend, even when there's pain. And I'll tell you something, my biggest growth and evolution happened through pain. Through pain. My healing began with the loss of my mother. Pain. It was painful, but it began my healing process. So your biggest opportunity for you to understand you is when you're going through pain. Are you going to choose to see it that way? So women are feeling this desire to dive in and do the inner work. Why? Why? Because you're here for a bigger purpose. You're here for a bigger purpose than what your perceived limitations are allowing you to see. So that's why you feel the tug. That's why you feel a little bit of heaviness right now. That pull, though, is often misunderstood because we want to immediately change locations, change career, right? Change anything in the external world because that's the way that we have been programmed. If I just change how I look, if I just change the way I eat, if I just change my husband, if I just change the amount of money that I have, whatever that is, we've been programmed to believe that our satisfaction comes from the external world. When we're feeling that tug and that pull, it means a change. And we look to the external world. But the truth is, you are waking up to your divinity. That's what's happening. You're waking up to your divinity. Whoa, Deanna, that is a big word. Here's what it means. Your divinity calls you to transcend your perceived limitations. That's what divinity is. It's the ability to transcend your perceived limitations. And those perceived limitations stem from your subconscious mind. Those stories of lack and limitation that are playing over and over in your subconscious mind without you being aware of it. And they're running the show because you are attracting in your life what you believe. If you want to know who you really are, you have to transcend. You have to transcend those perceived limitations. I know it's scary. I know it's hard work, but I can tell you on the other side, it is so beautiful. The reason why you are here on earth is to step into your divinity and release those perceived limitations. And you know what happens when you do? You really find out why you're here. That purpose begins to unfold, but it doesn't unfold by us just sitting still and doing nothing and allowing those patterns to continue to repeat over and over without recognizing this situation, this relationship is a mirror. It's a reflection of what needs to be healed within me. So let's dive in and do the work, my friend. You are called to a higher purpose. That is why you're experiencing what you're experiencing. Dive in, start doing the work, and watch the beauty of you unfold. I love you, and I'll see you next week. God bless you.